Welcome.
Attention, please.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome to the No Comfort Zone podcast. It's time to get out of your comfort zone and live on purpose. Broadcasting to the world from Rockford, Illinois. This is your wake-up call.
Warning.
You are the solutions to all your problems. Stop thinking average. Become the hero version of yourself. Every day, every time, without fail, no exceptions. It all matters. You've entered the No Comfort Zone. It's time for a reality check.
Thanks so much for coming back. This is Dan Brzezowski, and you're in the No Comfort Zone. Checking back in with you. So yesterday was quite the day. A lot of chaos and a lot of drama and a lot of getting the finger pointed in yours truly, my face. You ever make a mistake and then somebody kind of calls you out on it? You have to ask yourself this really important question. And if you're going to get scolded, yelled at, chewed out, whatever it is, regardless of where you're at in your life, whether it's a relationship and you're getting yelled at from a spouse for something, or you're an employee and you're getting yelled at by your employer, or somebody cusses you out for doing something stupid while you're driving. With all that being said, you got to ask yourself, is it worth it to get yelled at by somebody else? Now, I'm going to kind of take a trip down memory lane. And for those of you who have been in my life and we've crossed paths, and I say that a lot, you can relate to the story. And for those of you that don't, well, hopefully I can do such a good enough job that you'll understand what I'm talking about and you'll get the point. You work really hard for someone and you do a really good job and you're consistently increasing the productivity and you're increasing the overall share of the business, market share and all these things, and things are going really well. Things are very profitable. Then a couple glitches happen, or as what I'd like to call growing pains. You grow to a point, you got some hiccups along the way, you learn what those challenges are as in life, and you move on and you grow past them. You work it out together as a team, okay? Something I learned in the Marines, when stuff goes sideways, you just have to figure it out and keep moving forward. You have to figure it out, work together, and keep moving forward. Like in the Rocky 5, when Rocky Balboa, when he says, it doesn't matter how hard life hits you, it's how hard can you get hit and keep moving forward. And that's really the key to life, isn't it? So you got somebody that tells you what time it is, and now you're not happy about it, but then you realize that, where they're coming from is a point of view. They're concerned or they're fearful of an issue because of the growth that they've been experiencing it. Sounds like a comfort zone, doesn't it? And because they're not in control, they want to retaliate and yell. I had that happen to me a few years ago. And a few years ago, I had an owner start yelling at me and about how basically they said this: do you want me to put a foot up your ass? Now, I'm thinking to myself, you little runt. Just because you're a multimillionaire and you have this big, corporation that you run and you're a powerful guy in the industry, you know what? Who are you to talk to me that way? Because I'm in the ground. I'm getting the job done on a consistent and regular and very, on a good basis. And I've got a great team with me. And I have people that are willing to do what it takes. And yeah, we're compensated fairly. But in the end, is it worth it to be called out by somebody that you don't respect? See, I respected the person up to a point. And I can take an ass chewing from anybody. That's okay. That's part of life. But what I can't do is I can't take an ass chewing from somebody I have zero respect for. And so that's another reason why I left. Not because I couldn't handle getting yelled at. It's because the person that was doing all the yelling, I didn't respect. Nor did I respect some of the people that were around him, because everybody's kissing his ass to keep their place. And when the truth be told, because we're in a performance-based society, I don't think some of them could measure up. I think they found a comfortable place in life, decided to commit to average, liked the title and the position, and set up on cruise control. And I can't respect that. I won't do that. The Marine in me says no. The professional in me says no. The leader in me says no. I just can't do it. But guess what? I did it for a couple of years. I hid behind a title and a position and a paycheck. And finally, when I just had enough of who I was working with, and I finally had who I was working for, I realized that, this is a bad place to be. So I put myself into a position to leave because I got stupid uncomfortable about 60 days prior to be able to handle any stresses that would come my way, because let's face it, the comfort zone is going to kill you. See, when you're in a comfort zone and you feel safe and secure, it's all false. You're going to have to be that person that, you know what, you're going somewhere, instead of actually going there in your car in the freezing winter, why don't you walk to where it is you need to go, spend a few miles getting where it is to go, appreciate the fact that you can walk and that you can do those things without the comfort of your car. Yeah, that sounds extreme, but in the end, what if you didn't have a car? Yeah, Dan, but I do have a car. But what if you didn't have a car? How much more would you appreciate the car if every now and again you got that uncomfortable? It's a big deal in my book. And when you build up that toughness, that mental toughness, when you build up those no comfort zone habits, when life throws a curveball your way, let's say somebody drills you for doing something that you did when you're trying your best, you have a choice. Do you have to take it? Do you want to take it? Do you need to take it? Or are you better off moving on and not being around those people? Because let's call it what it is. You're only going to be successful as the 5 people that you're around. And if I was around the owner any longer, I wouldn't be successful. I would be somebody that I didn't want to be. So I had to leave. Now, on the flip side to this is a really interesting story, because on the flip side to this, there's a guy I work for now, currently, who is a dynamite human being, rolls his sleeves up, gets involved. He's a solid citizen. He's a salt of the earth. He's, quite frankly, a guy that I want to be more like. Don't want to be him, but I want to be more like. Do I appreciate his friendship? Absolutely. Do I appreciate his knowledge and wisdom? 100%. So when I disappointed him in something that I didn't get done, that was a real easy thing to get done, yeah, it bothered me. And I got my ass chewed for it. And will I take it? Absolutely. Because I respect the person, because of his ethics, because of his character. Let me just touch on this subject for a minute. Ethics. What are ethics? Ethics doesn't mean you're a good person. It means you're a congruent person. Morality is a different story. But when it comes to ethics, if your ethics are, for example, let's say that you're in a relationship, and I'm going to do just enough in this relationship to make sure that I stay connected, but I'm going to keep checking out other chicks and other broads because I'm that kind of guy. But my ethics are, I'm going to be in this relationship just enough for her to love me and not leave me. I'm going to do just enough. I'm going to spend just enough time with my kids, if I'm a parent, if I'm going to do that, just enough with my kids to let them know that I'm there. But as far as, is that bad? No, those are, it's not good. But if those are your ethics and that's what your plan is and you're consistent, you're following your ethics. Same thing in living your life. The guy that I'm working for and the guy that I'm learning from and the guy that's my mentor, he does what he says he's going to do, and he follows it up with his ethics. That is so hard to find today. Somebody that will stand by their word. This is what we do. This is the culture of our organization. This is the direction we're going. And here's how you get there. Follow me. Because he's leading us the right way. That's the way that you do things. And everybody respects him. I don't know of anybody that doesn't respect him, because the guy's worthwhile, the guy's on time, and the guy's definitely on point. If I'm not mistaken, I know he's not a Marine, but he should have been a Marine because he lives his life that way. And he's very approachable and a good guy all around. And when a problem or situation happened, like this one that I got drilled at or been pulled onto the carpet, yeah, I'm the leader. It's my responsibility to make sure this gets handled, and I got to take it. Am I disappointed in the people around me for not getting the job done? 100%. But the truth be told, leadership is a painful place when bad things happen, but you got to take it. That's just part of the job. It's what I signed up for. So anyway, with that being said, what I wanted to touch base on today was just that. You've got to ask yourself a question on who you're around. Who are you going to let in your life put their finger in your face and tell you what's going on? If you respect them, great. Learn from it and move on and grow. There's nothing wrong with a good old-fashioned in-your-face ass chewing. Everybody needs it now and again. And I'll just say this, there's a couple people that out there that need a good old ass whooping. But in the end, I didn't need that. Now, there's also other people in your life that if they're going to be dishing out a bunch of crap out of their mouth and you don't respect them and you don't need to take it, well, get yourself to a point where you can get outside of your comfort zone and you could start working on purpose. How do you like that spin? I'll see you in the next podcast.
Say goodbye.
Want more of the No Comfort Zone? You can follow Dan on Instagram and Twitter at No Comfort Zone 1.
5.
Or on the web at thenocomfortzone.com.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the No Comfort Zone podcast.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.